Hi everyone, my name is Pavan Raj Gowda and I'm the founder of Green Kids Now. I'm also the founder of the Green Kids Conference and I'd like to welcome you all to the second annual Green Kids Conference. First, I would like to thank Microsoft for the continued support and sponsorship for this program. And I would like to give my sincere thanks to all our exhibitors here today. So they are here on a weekend at their own cost because they are eager to share their ideas and resources with you. So this is what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you about what you can expect at the Green Kids Conference, why is it important, and what you can do to take action. So the Green Kids Conference can be explained in 4 pillars. So the first pillar is learn. So all our exhibits and presentations are geared to help you educate yourself in the environmental and sustainability fields. So at the Green Kids Conference, you can also raise your awareness and understand the environmental problems, and you can see the latest developments in the environmental and sustainability fields. So now also, the second pillar is to innovate. So our conference is geared to help you move to the path of innovation. You can find out how to incorporate what you're learning in school into the environmental solutions you make, and you can see how environment science has a huge role in innovation. So the third pillar is to take action. So now the Green Kids Conference has many resources. So when you go back, you can take action at your school and local community. So you can also make your own individual roadmap so you can improve your own personal habits and become even more caring for the environment. So the fourth pillar is to share. So the Green Kids Conference is a good place to share. You can share your ideas and work that you've done in your school or local community. You can also share your personal experiences that have worked for you, so we can all learn from each other and we don't have to spend time reinventing the wheel, so we can move forward in caring for the environment. So now I would like to talk a little bit about my Green Star School program. So now this program will help schools obtain the Green Star School status and lead in environmental sustainability. Now there are 5 sub-programs to my main program, and the core is innovation. So for example, let's take waste management. Except for a few schools, most schools are only doing bits and pieces of the waste management area and think they're doing it all, but they really aren't. So my program will show them all the ways where they can take action and become a real zero waste school. So once a school has finished the waste management area, so they have to keep doing what they're doing to maintain the zero waste school status and incorporate tasks from the next sub-program. So this is how the schools will be incorporating their tasks and working. So I have documented on my website this programs in step-by-step guidelines that you can do by yourself, and you don't need an expert to help you. So my only request, if you download this program, is to please provide your feedback so we can further improve the program and make it more beneficial to everyone. So my program's core is the path to innovation, and this is the path to innovation that I found. So the first stage is the primary stage. So in this primary stage, students will raise their awareness, take action, and collaborate and share their ideas and experiences. So working together is very important in innovation, and I'll be explaining why later. So the second stage is the meaning and purpose stage. So in this stage, students will find the value and interest in everything they do, so they'll be motivated to do more. So my 5 sub-programs have these 2 stages incorporated within them. So the third stage is the mastery stage, and in this stage, students will use their creativity, problem solving, and decision skills to further improve the program and make it more sustainable. So now in order to expedite these 3 stages, we'll be incorporating biomimicry, STEM, and project management. So have you ever wondered what the difference is between an inventor and an innovator? Well, here's how you can remember. An inventor makes new products and services, while an innovator makes these products and services more practical and brings them to reality. Now, some people have the skills of both an inventor and an innovator, while others might be just good at inventing and others innovating. So economic prosperity will come when inventors and innovators work together, so more inventions turn into innovations. So when we emphasize the STEM areas at school and emphasize curiosity and creativity, many inventions and innovations are bound to happen. But when we invent and innovate, we must handle it with responsibility. So my parents showed me this book called The Economics of Climate Change by Nicholas Stern. And this book was very complicated and I wasn't able to understand a whole lot. But I would like to share with you this quote from this author that says that climate change is the greatest and widest ranging market failure. So what he means by this is that when the big companies make their products, they're only looking to the benefits and money out of their product, but they're hurting the environment while making it, and they're leaving it for the next generation to handle the problem. So that's why this author calls climate change the greatest and widest ranging market failure. So, why do we need to take action? Well, life on this planet Earth has been around for 3.8 billion years. And if we continue in the same way, Earth may not be able to sustain life for the next millions of years. So now I would like to share with you this quote from John Sawhill, who says that in the end, our society will not be defined by what we create, but what we refuse to destroy. So how many of you have heard your parents tell you to clean up your room? Well, I think that this rule should be applied to the planet. When we leave this planet, we shouldn't pile it up with trash, use up all the resources, and destroy the forests. We should leave it as we found it. So while we're moving in the path of invention and innovation, we need to do it in a way that our actions are instead sustainable and do not hurt the environment. So, we're at a decision point. Do we want to keep hurting nature and only looking for short-term gains? Or do we want to preserve nature and look how we can live on this planet sustainably? Well, fortunately, we're not the only creatures to be facing the problems that we are facing today. Other creatures have dealt with these same issues, but have done them in a much more sustainable and efficient way. So, by copying the natural ecosystem, we can find solutions to our most challenging technological issues, but we can also do it at a faster rate, since nature has already done the trial and error process. So my only request to you is that you take action now. And if you need any help ideas and resources are available at my website, greenkidsnow.org. And here's our contact information. You can contact us anytime. So now this is the book that I recently published called Gecko Boy, The Battle of Fracking. So this book is about the recent fracking issues that have happened and also incorporates biomimicry into it. So now I would like to talk a little bit about fracking. But first, in order to understand fracking, you need to understand crude oil extraction. So crude oil is a non-renewable resource, and a non-renewable resource is a resource that cannot be regenerated. And when it's gone, it will be gone forever. So now also there's challenges of extracting crude oil because it causes a lot of pollution. So now these are pictures from a real petrochemical industry, and you can see all the black smoke that's pumping up to the air. So we're breathing this bad air. So now here are more challenges of extracting natural oil and gas. So a big problem is oil spills. So how many of you have heard about the Gulf oil spill? So now that's contaminated the whole Gulf, and it will take many years before it's finally fully cleaned out. So now let's talk about fracking. Fracking is actually a process that the big oil companies use when they dig 5,000 feet in the ground. So the big oil companies are trying to reach this layer called the rock shale layer. So once they reach this layer, they'll then send water, sand, and chemicals at a very high pressure to blast open these rocks and take in the natural oil and gas. But this has a lot of side effects. So when they're pumping down the chemicals, it could leak out and hurt the natural underground freshwater system called the aquifer. And when the oil is coming up, it could also pollute the aquifer. So how many of you think you can burn water? Well, this resident in Pennsylvania is trying it. Let's see if it works.
Just give it a second. Whoa.
So now there's so much gases and chemicals in the water that he can actually burn them. He can burn his water. So now fracking is a very big problem that's happening in many states and has recently come to California. So can we grow our economy and without causing pollution and destroying the environment? Well, yes, absolutely. So attend our session later today and see how it can be done. It's called Biomimicry, Inventions Inspired by Nature. So now I would like to leave you with a humorous question. So whoever answers it right will receive a copy of my book. So it's when oil spills, we call it oil spill. What do we call it when solar spills? Okay. So the answer is a sunny day. Okay. So now I'm very honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Robert Dunbar from Stanford University. So he is one of our nation's top chief scientists that have led many worldwide initiatives and has many decades of research experience in climate science. So I met him 3 years ago in one of his presentations, and I was so motivated and inspired to be part of the solution and make a change. He explained his very complex research in such a simple way that even I, as a kid, could understand. So please help me welcome Professor Dr. Robert Dunbar.
Hey, thanks. All right, I guess I think I'm wired for sound. Is it turned on? I guess you guys, I'm never accused of having a soft voice, put it that way. But yeah, Pavan, thank you very much. You're one of my heroes, given everything that you've done here. And you singing, that's amazing. You're so brave to get up in front of a crowd and sing like that.